My bill, LD 427, an act to authorize local revenue enhancement, is a piece of legislation that is of high priority for not only my constituents, but also has the potential to help many communities in Maine with real property tax relief. In Old Orchard Beach, for 6 years in a row, we have not had a property tax increase, even with a massive revenue loss, the lackluster economy, and the slow growth in new taxable homes. As with most communities in Maine, my town painstakingly goes through the budget process, line by line. The council, staff, and manager work to hold the line on spending as we strive to maintain our central services. We have consolidated our schools with Saco Dayton and RSU 23. We have consolidated our assessing office and dispatch services with Sanford. We partner with Benefit and Saco for heating oil purchases and have a tri-community agreement to help lower our costs. I can honestly say Old Orchard Beach has worked very hard to find efficiencies and to partner with other municipalities to help our citizens' property tax burden. And I'm sure there are many other communities that have found efficiencies like Old Orchard Beach and will continue to do so. The merit of this bill is the fact that we need to find innovative revenue sources to help maintain our municipalities. My bill will let each citizen, by referendum vote, decide to tax themselves, furthermore earmark where the money is to be spent, and then decide on the length of the taxable season. It cannot be overturned by select boards or councils, only by a vote of the citizens of the community. It is an honest bill that gives 100% of the right of where the dollars are spent to the people at the voting booth. The minority report amendment to the bill caps the increase to 1%, adds a sunset clause to allow for a trial period, and exempts large ticket items whose value is over $500. The intent of my bill is to make sure the people of the municipalities have the power to implement this action, and I'm asking each of you today to give our towns and cities this chance. A side effect of LD 427 is the focus on discretionary spending. For instance, purchasing items like soda, candy bars, or chips is discretionary spending. Going out to dinner, renting a motel room for a week for vacation, or buying a t-shirt as a souvenir is also discretionary spending. Property tax dollars are not discretionary. If you cannot afford to pay, you'll be foreclosed on, and we are seeing more and more occurrences of this action happening. Furthermore, if we can lower our property taxes by even $100, people could use that money to heat their homes, feed their family, or whatever else they choose. For many of the seasoned representatives in this chamber, I know you have heard of this idea before. I know that the lobbyists have testified against it and have swayed the vote in the past. In my research, I have found that the idea of a local option sales tax has been batted around for over 25 years from people on both sides of the aisle. If the voters of so many diverse communities are asking their representatives to do this, shouldn't we listen? Especially in lieu of the loss in revenue sharing. Our friends and neighbors need help, and this bill can provide that help. This type of tax can work for each and every community in Maine. For the very first time, we the people will be in the tax driver's seat. As someone who's worked the budget in our town, I know the impact that this will have for all taxpayers, residents, and businesses alike. Our industry is tourism, and this is vacation land. Let us try and help all Maine residents keep more money in their pockets by supporting this bill. The key to remember is the so optional nature. Each municipality will have the option to implement, the option to choose where the funds will be applied locally, and then the option to remove the tax, all by local referendum where the people decide. For your information, Old Orchard Beach sends close to $75 million in sales tax to the state each year. Last year we received $816,000, 1.08%. This year will be at about 6.65 or 65% of that value. On your desk last Friday, I had a brief handout. One of the questions I have heard is how will people know from one community to the next that the sales tax may be different? Each community could do what they feel is appropriate. One suggestion is to create signage like you see on the sheet that you can find on your computer now, something to the effect of, did you know that 1 penny of every dollar spent at this business is going to keep our beach clean, or pave the roads, or fund education? The tax money will go to where the voters choose to apply it. I also provided an example of the local referendum question, and to provide this House with a further push to help our property taxpayers. In my testimony to the Taxation Committee, I provided spreadsheets of the sales tax revenue that Old Orchard Beach sends to the state. Our revenue is 6 times greater in the third quarter of the year than the other quarters. If this bill passes, and if, that is a big if, the citizens of my town and the citizens voted in my town before this local option tax, for a 90-day period, June, July, and August, we would generate $570,000. Mind you, this is just with 1 penny on every taxable dollar. That is significant revenue. Today we have an opportunity to really try something new for the people of Maine. By design, the revenue generated from this local option sales tax will stay in each of our communities instead of being sent to the sales tax abyss here in Augusta. I'm urging all of you to be brave and actually vote to give a little bit of home rule back to our communities. Please vote to support the minority report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.